go down with a throw-up. Can it really get any better than that? Flat hat. Knock it all around. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. Couple of more hits and it's a fried circuit board. Bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close. Better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Wow, what a super-sized wormwing. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty Taurus is already offbeat. End it. The Taurus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start.
All the goers are gonna have SS Mullican Frifgens.
You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. Time to ride. That's an intact plant hut over there. Wonder what's growing in it. That's a mind monitor from the days gone. A device that blip-screened smart matter. Looks like the inputters need to be linked to get the mind monitor to boot up. Just a few moves left. Make them count. It's mind over matter. Software over hardware. Success is peace of mind. Always good to have some wood scrap like that on hand. Hold on to that. Go on, catch it. Gizmo will always make time for you. Listen to the creatures of the night. The Yerp Fields, where the echo of your actions resounds clearer than any other place you'll find, except for where that's not true. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. It's a game of life, yours and everyone else's. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where. It's important to stay grounded. You share the same. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, they won't. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of the contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living. He's been. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. The Ark predates. The Ark has room for 4 more. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled. Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is... He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get... He wonders what's on your mind. Will be a... Don't get caught in a riptide. Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to... Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even... Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. He can't tell you much, as he didn't want to hear anything about it. He can't understand how someone could be so Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still... Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life.
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is...
That stings.
Oh, do you want...
Says life on the goo is... Hit the open surf then. The trouble is... Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you... Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. Claims he didn't say that. Out loud. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You're lucky that way. There's... You can see so much farther in the light. Tippy tapper. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Crusher. flat hat. Super effective. Hot metal. You've already drained yourself. Breaking bones. Don't stop pounding that one. Yuck! Biohazard. Sickening. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Make the most of the night while you can.
Mukambe. Saluya. Ti yatu puwila. Saluya.
He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no...
Azitawa. Awali.
There are lots of...
Pawatwika. Lo bitne. Wingi.
Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips...
Wingi.
The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearing. This means you'll have the privilege of... He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. Pick your path carefully by whatever you can see. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least.
Ja.
Let's see. This place is wonderful, but this isn't a vacation. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. Says it's both everything you could want and never enough. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end. Says life's like a mystery. Sure, that's the point. But you can't stop trying new ones. Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. Says he sells them drinks. They mostly suck them down on their own. But who cares about Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think. As the power of his mind, the drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it makes most dumber, but that he wants you to know. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress. Watching Pippi's flap his cup. Says he read that in an old world book. It moves like a jet. The Quack Hollow. It's just lonely. Locked solid. Nothing's more important right now than this. Knock it all around. It's becoming terminal. Perfect for making a sideways rain of slugs. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. Hand of death. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Here's hoping this scrap floats. Under your own power now. That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was... After that, that's how he got tasked with rebuilding the Googlide. He seems happy to talk. Didn't have much else to say, so... Feels good to be alive. Listen to that jet roar. See that broken boat over there? Looks like it still floats.